What's going on, guys? Your boy Coach Anthony, and today's video, how to overcome the fear of getting hit. And this is a question that I've gotten so many times. I mean, throughout my life, even before I started a YouTube channel, and something that I had to overcome at some point or another once I started to step up in class. So I'm going to actually explain to you some of the difficulties I had, some of the things that I had to go through. And then I'm going to give you guys some advice on how you should proceed so you guys can deal with this, because fear in boxing is something that you're going to deal with forever. I just want to let you guys know that right now. That's not something that's ever going to fully go away. So what you have to basically do is learn how to control your fear. But before we get started, please guys, like, comment, share the channel, all that good stuff. Hit the notification icons, whatever. Do all the stuff that's going to help the algorithm build. We've had a good start to 2022 with my previous videos, and I want to keep that same energy going because I really, 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 really want to provide you guys the most value on YouTube that I could possibly do, okay? So the first thing you want to do when it comes to the fear of getting hit is do not move too fast in your boxing journey, okay? You don't have to go into the boxing gym and start fighting day one or sparring day one, right? Like, first, learn the game, learn the stand, learn how to, position your hands, learn how to throw your punches, learn how to hit the bag, learn how to shadow box, learn footwork, learn the tools needed so you can go ahead and be able to defend yourself, right? Boxing is 50% offense, 50% defense. 50% throwing punches, 50% moving your feet. You see what I'm saying? You also got to add another 50% of head movement, right? Everything is even. You need it all, okay? My percentages are off, whatever. You get what I'm saying. The real truth is you need to have tools. Like, listen, I'm intimidated every time I get behind a computer to do something on my website, because if I don't know how to do it, all of a sudden I start to get like frantic-y and I panic. Why? Because I don't know what I'm doing. So I start getting frustrated. I start getting mad or whatever. But then once I know how to do it, it's like open the laptop, boop, 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 done, no problem, no stress, right? The fear goes away, the anxiety goes away, all those things go away until I reach a new problem that I don't know how to deal with, and then those same emotions come back until I learn how to deal with that. And boxing is the same exact thing. You're gonna first learn the skills, then you're gonna start drilling. From drilling, then you may start sparring. But once you start sparring and you overcome some of the sparring partners that maybe were giving you some difficulties, when you step up in sparring and start really sparring some good quality guys, those same emotions are going to come back, all right? So this is something that you're always going to deal with throughout boxing. So let me rewind the step. Let me step back. Let me reverse a little bit because I'm moving ahead. Step one is first learn your craft, no matter how long it takes, okay? And if you need to learn your craft better, I created courses. We got Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0. We're coming out with a 3.0, 4.0, all that stuff. I got bundles right now at an amazing price. This ain't a shameless plug. It is a shameless plug. But the point of the fact of the matter is, if you want to move along quicker in your journey, even if you're in a gym, having some extra reference guides are going to help you. You need to learn defense, okay? So when you want to learn defense, how do you learn defense? Well, first you got to learn the basics of defense. And then from the basic of defense, you have to drill. So for instance, when you're dealing with somebody and they're throwing punches at you and you got to feel that impact, So maybe you're throwing a cross at me and I got to block it. I got to feel that. You're throwing a hook. I got to feel that. You're throwing a jab. I got to catch that. I'm feeling that impact when you're drilling with a partner. Maybe I throw a jab, he blocks it for a round. Maybe he throws a jab, I block it for a round. Or maybe we go punch for punch. Different drills that we're going to be talking a lot about in the future throughout the Build You From the Ground Up series, the CA boxing community that if you're not part of, you need to get part of. The way you get part of it is by going to the website, getting a course. And when you get a course right now, you'll get enrolled absolutely free. This is limited time. We're about to close the doors on that very soon. To make a long story short, okay, you need to get comfortable with impact. So how do you get comfortable with impact? By partner drills. Once you get comfortable with the impact of that, once you start to drill the skills, Maybe you do some mitt work with your coach. Mitt work is very important. A lot of people act as if you don't need mitt work anymore. Mitt work has gotten this thing where, oh, mitt work is overrated. It's not overrated when it's used properly. The problem is a lot of guys are trying to mimic the Floyd Mayweathers and stuff like that all the time, and they're getting away from, the real fundamentals of boxing. So therefore now mitt work is getting a bad rap, but mitt work is actually a great way to learn defense. One of my boxers that you've seen me with, Marshall, has fantastic defense, and I taught a lot of his defensive skills on mitts, and then from mitts we took it to the sparring. Okay, and then of course the next step is going to be sparring, controlled sparring, though. That's the key. Because if you don't control your sparring and you start getting beat up in sparring too soon, of course you're going to be scared to get hit, because you remember how it felt. You're like, that hurt. I didn't like how that felt. So the sparring has to be controlled before we go ahead and let you loose. So you definitely need sparring that's going to help you develop. But before you learn to develop the sparring, you have to learn the skills. So that's why my first step was the most vital one, because it's like you have to first learn the fundamentals so you can overcome some of the fears you're going to have. You're going to be much more confident when you know what you're doing. And then the last thing that I'm going to say that's going to help you overcome the fear of getting hit is do what you got to do every day in training. Okay? Because if you're not sparring, if you're not hitting the bags and doing the drills and doing everything in the designed way that it's supposed to be done, you're never going to grow the confidence. You need to do this, repetitively until you get to a point where it's like, okay, I do this all the time. This is just what I do. But in order for you to get there, you have to show up and you have to put the work in. So you're not going to overcome the fear of getting hit if you don't put in the work the way you're supposed to put in the work. So please, guys, don't think that you can go ahead, watch my courses, watch some YouTube videos, go to other YouTube channels and pick up this information and now you're not scared of getting hit. You still got to put in the work. You still got to get your body in shape. A lot of the times you're just lacking confidence. You might not even really be scared of the punches hitting you. It's more so the confidence because you don't think that you could perform. So what you have to do is put in the work and build that confidence. And every day is going to be a struggle. Every day is going to be difficult. But there's going to come a day that you're going to wake up and you're going to think you were born with the skills you have. You're going to be like, I don't even remember when I got good. Just one day I got good. But it takes time. All right. None of this stuff is overnight. And not everybody's the same. So just because you see one guy in the gym picking it up like that and it's taking you a little longer, don't let that discourage you. Just because one guy's getting really good and maybe you're not as good as him, don't let that discourage you. Because at the end of the day, there's always going to be somebody better than you. You know what I mean? Look at Floyd Mayweather. Look at Mike Tyson. Look at all the champions in history, the Sugar Rays, and they were better than how many fighters? What, were the other fighters not good? No, it's just that there's always somebody better. There's always somebody who's like better than you. So you can't get discouraged by looking at what other people are doing. So another tip is focus on yourself and don't focus on anybody else. All right. Hone your craft, focus on yourself, put in the work, do the drills, learn the basics. And if you need help with this, guys, I am here to help you. You guys already know we got the CA Boxing community. That is a place where it's very similar to a Facebook group that you guys are going to be able to ask questions and chime in, and I'll be in there and we'll be giving you guys private tips, stuff that I don't do anywhere else. This is something new that I'm trying out, and I hope to see you there. I hope that I can help you with your journey. Go to the website, check it out. You already know, coachanthonyboxing.com, and I wish you the best of luck on your boxing journey. And please drop a comment. Let me know if you had the fear of getting hit. We all did, okay? And you still will. Because let's just say, for instance, you ain't scared to box Joe Schmo, but if Bob go ahead and put, I don't know, Deontay Wilder in front of you and he said, I'm going to hit you with this right hand. You go, oh, I don't want to get hit with that right hand, right? All of a sudden, the fear comes back. So this is something that's always going to be dealt with. You just have to learn how to control it. It's part of life, and that doesn't just apply to boxing. That applies to life. You're always going to have some fear with something, and you're going to just have to learn how to deal with it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's something that we deal with as human beings. But at the end of the day, you can overcome it. You guys already know. Go to the website, coachanthonyboxing.com, and you already know boxing life.